Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and the brothers out there in the truth, out there, doing the work, spreading the word, teaching the flock. Sincere Shalom to the elect and the brothers and sisters that's getting back into the truth and trying to remain rooted and, trying to stay focused on the Most High, man, and Yahweh Shai. I was just doing a little reading of Matthew, the 24th chapter, and it's a very powerful chapter as it foretells signs of the end. And, something jumped on me. I had the urge to want to kind of make this video just pretty much warning the people because, it's serious, man. It's a serious and heavy chapter. And I'm kind of going to read most of the chapter, probably read the whole chapter, and just bounce off some precepts here and there, and giving some commentary. But I just want brothers and sisters to pay attention and understand the signs of the times that we're in right now. We're in prophetic times, and a lot of the stuff that I'm going to read, you're going to realize that it's happening today, and it's kind of prophetic. And one thing we know is that everything has to pass. We will read that once we get into the chapter, but let's jump into it. Let's jump into Matthew 24:1. It says, "And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down." Okay. In other words, man, it's nothing like what he's gonna say is not gonna miss. Everything's gonna happen. It's not a stone that's gonna be left unturned. Verse 3 it says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." So, one thing we're seeing right now in the news, and we've been hearing about it for a while, is the rumors of war. Whether it be Korea and different places in the Middle East. Right now, it's the whole Russia thing with Ukraine, and it's just these rumors of war that we keep hearing about that was prophesied to be a sign of the end times. But it also says these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So these things, it has to happen. You know what I'm saying? But the end it's just really the beginning. Okay, we're going down to 7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence in the earth. And earthquakes in diverse places." So, we're seeing that now. Earthquakes all over the world happening more frequently than ever before, as well as the pestilences. And, we're dealing with quote unquote pestilence right now. You're seeing some signs of a famine happening with the food shortage and different things like that. All these things we have to pay attention to. And that's why it says, the word says to be woke, don't be sober. To be sober, don't be drunk. You know what I mean? Like you gotta remain sober so you'll be able to catch these things and see these things that's happening. All right, let's continue. It says, "All these things are the beginning of sorrows," and this is just the beginning of the birth pains. This stuff that we're seeing is just the beginning of things to come. Let's go to 9. It says, Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So the elect and the people and the upright and the righteous people who follow the Most High, they will be killed and afflicted. That's why Matthew's Matthew 16 and 25th chapter, it says, whoever loses their life for my sake shall find it. That's what the Lord is, Yahushua is pretty much saying, like, those of you that follow me, more than likely you will suffer affliction, but you will gain a lot way more, later. If you're willing to lose your life for my sake, you will gain it. So let's go to 10. It says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall arise and deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. So this is going back to just saying when all hell breaks loose, and that's what I'm gonna say, when all hell breaks loose, you're gonna see a lot of iniquity, way more. Just imagine, man, if something drastic was to happen to change the way we live in today, it would cause such an uproar in the people that you will see a lot more wickedness and iniquity than maybe ever on any scale ever. Like similar to those purge movies or those post-apocalyptic movies, like the Book of Eli type movies, where the men and the women of the land are just overtaken by their wickedness, and they're out here raping, robbing, beating up people, stealing, running in people's houses for their goods, and different things like that can possibly happen in during those times. And this is kind of what it's getting into. It says many false prophets shall arise and deceive many, and you're kind of seeing that now as well. You're seeing a lot of people rise up and falsely claiming to be something that they're not, falsely getting people to kind of leading them astray, leading them into the slaughter, I should say. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? So let's get something in Second Esdras real quick. Second Esdras chapter 6. 24. And it says 6-24, Second Esdras. At that time shall friend fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Okay, so it's pretty much just saying, like, during them times, like when all hell breaks loose, even friends will fight each other. Let's get something in Zechariah. Zechariah 14 and 13 and 14. And it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen then round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in a great abundance. So, like, it's gonna be a shortage in goods. So, the wealth, people going to try to gather goods. It's going to be, just imagine, the people out there that's lacking in certain items, whether it be food or apparel, the extent that they're willing to go to get that, man. It's going to be, it says even Judah shall fight Jerusalem. Like, we were going to even fight each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, even our own brothers, like, we're going to turn our backs on our brothers, and, we got to pray to the Most High that in those days that we're able to endure, because it also says those that endure to the end, we have to be able to endure to the end. Let's go back to Matthew. It says, Matthew 24 and 13, but he that shall endure to the end, the same will be saved. So, that's even getting into, 1 Peter 3 and 13 and Psalms 55 and 3, when it's just saying, like in 1 Peter 3 and 13, it says, those that endure to the end, and I'm just paraphrasing, those that endure to the end will be happy. So got to be patient and just continue to have faith in the Most High, even in those days when all hell breaks loose. And let's just keep reading. It says 24 and 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Okay, let me read this real quick. Okay, it says, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight not be in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. So from Matthew 24, 17 to 20 is saying, you know, when all hell breaks loose, right? You can be in any place. Like you can be, you could be in the bathroom. You know, you can be away from your home. You can be away from all that stuff that you saved in your household, right? Let's just say, you know, you one of them jakes who've been saving, you know, you're aware of the times, signs of the times, and you just been saving and, you know, saving canned goods and water and, you know, doing these certain things, getting the doomsday prepper, right? And let's just say one day you just happen to be out in the field somewhere and all hell break loose. It says you can't turn around to your stuff, man. You're going to have to go. You know, when the time comes for you to go, you're going to have to go. It say don't come back for no clothes. You know, you might even think you got to come back for your children. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You got to go when the door is open. You know, and just have faith that those things that you have faith and pray that those things that you want to go back for, you holding that you might have in your mind, that they are preserved in some way, shape, or form. But you can't worry about that. When the time comes, you gotta go. You know what I mean? It says in 17, it says, let him which is on the rooftop not come down and take anything out of his house. Even if you're on the roof and you thinking, man, I got some boots. You could be barefoot. You know, just think of all the situations that can happen. You can be, you know, you couldn't have a shirt on. You know, just anything can happen. You could be just like one day you just taking the trash out barefoot, or got some slippers on, and all hell break loose. And you might be thinking, man, I want to go grab my boots. You know, I'm going to be in the wilderness. I'm going to be on the run. I can't be on the run in those slippers. I need some boots. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen for us, and you just got to know, man. Just remember Matthew 24, 17 through 20. And then let's get into 19. It says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Just imagine having to do that with a baby, man. You know, a baby that you may be breastfeeding, you know, in those kind of situations. You know, just imagine that. You know what I mean? Just imagine being in a setting like similar to the Book of Eli. I'm not saying it's going to be like that, you know, but just for a visual of the kind of destitute that we can face in those times. Just imagine being in that kind of environment with a baby, you know. It also says, 24 and 20 says, but pray ye that your flight not be in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Just imagine them kind of circumstances in the winter or in extreme heat, you know, or, you know what I'm saying, really crazy environmental situations. You know, just imagine that. Just pray that pray that your flight may not be in winter, you know, because it's important that you remain faithful, you know, and just understand that no matter the situation you're in, if you have faith in the Most High and you have faith in what He can do, how He can save you out of these situations that may seem dire. That's why it says trust beyond your own understanding. You know, if you gotta remain faithful, the Lord will carry you in any situation that you may think may be impossible for you to get out of, you know. That's why at the end of the day, our salvation, it doesn't matter how much water we save, how much, you know, things we put up for a doomsday, quote unquote, event to happen. You know, that things can help. I'm not saying don't do that. But at the end of the day, our salvation will come from the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. That's it. You know, so that's what we should put our faith in. You know, also, let's get something in 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra 16. Going to sorry about that. 16, 2nd Ezra 16. We're going to start at 38. Okay? And this is kind of piggybacking off of that. It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Okay? Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So even like a woman giving birth to a child, you know, she's in continual pain. You know what I mean? It doesn't stop, not for a moment. You know, even so shall be, even so the plagues shall be upon the earth in those days. You know, so it says, "O my people, hear thy word. May you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be as pilgrims upon the earth." So, you know, similar to like this movies like The Road, and you know, it's different movies that's out that kind of gives you the idea, because you know, when you're in the truth, or when you watch kind of everything in spirit anyway. You know what I mean? You don't watch it carnally. You know, one thing about being in the truth, quote unquote, is that you're able to kind of view things from a different perspective. So it's not always face value. It's not always carnal the way we look at things. It's more so spiritual. So when we look at movies and stuff, you know, different things and, you know, different stuff, it's more of a spiritual aspect we tend to look at it from. So movies like The Road and Book of Eli and, you know, different movies that got that kind of post-apocalyptic setting, it's always, you know, you got to kind of be a pilgrim up on the earth. You know, you can't really, and what that means is, you know, you got to always constantly be on the move. You know, you can't, it's just like a pilgrim on earth, a traveler. You know, you got it's a constant look, and it's a constant search for this or that, or, you know what I mean? It's not like you can stay at one spot. It say, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. And this is important. Listen to verses 41 through 45 or 46. It says, he that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry, as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not, as the widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain. For the strangers shall reap the fruits, and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall get children. So in other words, like I said, part of it being in this thing and understanding the word and understanding the prophecies and understanding when Yahweh Shah say, hey man, you got to be willing to lose your life. A lot of things that we're constantly attached to in this world, we might have to let go at some point. You know, I might be somebody who, and this is not saying don't aim to do things like you might want to buy a house or build a house, or, you know, it's not necessarily saying that. But what it's saying is, you know, the times we're facing, you know, don't have your mind so stuck on like, you know, these, oh man, I'm about to, you know, like it says, you know, you might not be able to enjoy the fruits of whatever it is you build. You know, he that occupieth merchandise, as he that have no profit by it. You might just get your store. You know, you might buy your store Monday. You happy. Oh man, I got this store. I'm about to sell this stuff. I'm about to do XYZ, blah, 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 right? And then Tuesday, all hell break loose. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, you couldn't even, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what it's saying. Like, it's letting you know at any moment this thing can happen. And at any moment, you're going to have to go. You know what I mean? And that's why it's like in Matthew, it says, you know, you could be on the rooftop. Don't go in your house. You know what I'm saying? Let this stuff go. at some point you got to be able to, and just having that understanding of what that means and when they say that. Let's continue. And it also says, for strangers shall reap their fruits. So let's just say you one of them jakes, right? For an example, you one of them jakes, one of them people that's been saving, you've been stocking, you've been, you got a garage full of everything you need to last you 3 years. You just so happen to be, I guess, going to work or going to see a family member or whatever. You out and about, you're in your car, all hell break loose. You can't get to that stuff. So you got to keep going. Somebody else might find that stuff. A stranger might find it. You might be storing all that stuff for somebody else. You get what I'm saying? You actually might be saving it for one of the elect. That's how one of the elect might eat like that one day. But it's, that's why I say you depend on the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shah, to guide you through this. You're going to need him more than anything. Okay? So it says, and they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more I will be angry with them for their sin, saith the Lord. Like as a whore envieth a right honest and virtuous woman, so shall the righteous hate iniquity, when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face. When he cometh, that shall defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon the earth. And therefore be ye not like thereunto, nor to the works thereof. For yet a little, and iniquity shall be taken away out of the earth, and righteousness shall reign among you. So even when all hell break loose, you can't do what they doing. They're going to be committing sin. They're going to be stealing, robbing, raping, all kinds of wickedness. You can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You still have to remain upright, still have to remain righteous. You'll be taken care of. That's what that's talking about right there. The righteousness, you still got to remain, true to the Most High, even in those days. Even in those days, like how Philippians 2:12 says, do the works at all times, pretty much. And that's me paraphrasing. Just at all times, man. Even in those moments, even in the hour of temptation, we will be tempted to do otherwise. But let's get back to Matthew and continue to read. Where was I at? I was at 20. Okay. It says, for then shall okay. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So what they're saying is that whatever's going to happen, like it's never been seen before, and it never will be seen again. And let's get something in Habakkuk 2, 3 and 4. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it may tarry, it may seem like it's taking long, right? Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna happen, man. It might seem like it's taking long. It might seem like it's not gonna happen, but and we're gonna get into more of that in Matthew 24, but like it's gonna happen. Thus saith the Lord. So let's go back to Matthew 24. And it says, Matthew 24 and okay. And except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. And that's kind of why, the years are going by so fast, it seems like. I'm not saying that, I pray that I'm part of the elect. I don't know that for sure. But, one thing you realize, the days go by so quick. I mean, it's already 2022. It's already about to be March. So the days are going by faster. It says, if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it was possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So these, like the left hand with their technology and the things they can do, they're actually doing great signs and wonders. They're actually doing like kind of magic kind of things, like with their technology, man. Their wicked devices. And let's go to Isaiah real quick, 32:7, to just talk about them devices, man. It says the instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. So it's them devices, man. It can fool even the elect if it was possible. Even the elect would be fooled by the devices that the left hand and the things you're seeing even today, like the technology with the Charagma, and then the Neuralink, and then making blind people see, and then creating signs and wonders in the sky, and having all this fierce power and all these things. This stuff that seems like miracles, man. We're gonna see a lot of that, and we kind of see it now, But back to Matthew 25, said, "Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even into the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will be eagles be gathered around." Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heavens, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heavy with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. Now learn a parable of the fig tree, when his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves. He know that the summer is nigh. So, like he's saying, the parable of the fig tree, you see when it's starting to gain its leaves, right? The summer is coming, right? It's saying the same with these signs and these things we're seeing now, or, we continue to see. It's like, what's coming, right? Because it's happening. We can see it happening. We know it's coming, right? So likewise, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door, man. We at the door right now, man. We're literally at the door. He about to knock on the door and open that mug up, man. 34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. 35. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Okay. And in the NLT real quick, let's just get this for a little further edification. This is how, when people say that Yahweh Shai is God, right? Yahweh Shai always gave glory and said his power and the words he spoke came from the Most High, came from Yahweh, okay? So let's just read this in the NLT 36 real quick. However, no one knows the day or hour when these things will happen, not even the angels in heaven or the Son himself. Like he's saying, I don't even know, right? Only Yahweh knows. So that's Yahweh Shai acknowledging that Yahweh is his head. Okay. And I was just directed to say that. But let's continue. 37. But as the days of Noah was, so shall the coming of man be. Okay, and it's the days of Noah. Now I have a video about that. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, right? And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, and one be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, and one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, ye know that what you know not what hour your Lord do come. So we don't know when the Lord coming. He can come at any moment. You know, that's why it's important for us to stay ready. You don't want to be caught with your pants down, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known and what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would have not suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man come. So you always be ready. He said, you know, just imagine you in the house and you don't know when a robber is going to rob you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can come at any moment. If a man knew when the robber was going to come, he would be ready so his house wouldn't get broken into. But that's, you know, Yahushua is comparing that. He's saying it's like you don't know when a robber coming, right? So, and it says that the Lord is coming like a thief in the night, right? You know, so, you know, we got to be ready at all times. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So it's a continuous battle for our salvation. It's a narrow walk. It's a narrow gate. We got to remember this stuff. It says, who then is a faithful and wise servant whom his Lord have made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing so. So, like, if you somebody that's been standing upright doing what you're supposed to do, and the Lord come back, you're blessed, right? He's gonna say, boy, you blessed. You was holding it down. You know, you was keeping the same energy at all times, right? Verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunkard, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be a weeping and gnashing of teeth. So if you're one of them people that's saying, you know what, man, it seems like this ain't happening, man. We still got some time. You know, man, I still things I want to do in life, man. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to open XYZ up and I'm about to do this. You know, the Lord ain't coming no time soon. Let me go ahead and just go jump back in the world for a little bit. The Lord's going to come when you least expect it. And you're going to get caught with your pants down, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be appointed your portion with the hypocrites. And it's going to be a gnashing of teeth. You know, it's weeping, a lot of weeping, man. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do. So that's why it's important for us to remember these scriptures. Remember that, you know, we got to kind of keep our eyes, just like the same way Peter was walking, you know, after they seen Yahushua walking on water. Peter said, can I walk too? And he said, come on, keep your eyes on me though. And the minute he took his eyes off of Yahushua, he started to fall inside the water. You know, we got to keep our eyes on Yahushua. We got to keep our eyes on the end goal and our salvation. You know what I'm saying? At all times. So with the scriptures and stuff, like, you get comfort, you get built up through the scriptures, and, you know, you're able to kind of get a better understanding. But it's important to apply these things in life, you know, and understand that, understand what the signs of the time to come is going to be like, and just having that acceptance for it, and just being ready at all times, man. So, just kind of want to get into Matthew 24. Hopefully anybody that listen, hopefully you are edified. Until next time, Shalom.